Apple's chief executive, Tim Cook, was on 60 Minutes last night, and he talked about everything from China to encryption and a whole bunch else. Joining us now to break it all down is Mark SPOONAUER. He's editor-in-chief over at Tom's Guide. So Mark, talk to us a little bit about Tim Cook's stance specifically on encryption. Now, he stands firmly on the grounds that encryption is very important. So take us through the reasoning, the pros and cons of his argument.
Sure. I think what he's saying is, well, encryption and security is really important for Apple's image, especially since there's been a lot of backdoors and hacks into Android devices. So I think there's part of it is just making sure that Apple is seen as the more secure and more cognizant of your privacy. So that's certainly part of it. But I think for him, when it comes to this particular issue, it's really more about all the things that are on your phone that you don't want getting into the wrong hands, whether it's the government or someone else. The things that are encrypted on your device include things like, photos, family photos, could be business secrets that you don't want getting into the wrong hands. So it's not just about the messages that you're trading back and forth with people, it's all the content that's on your device. And what the government is asking for in some cases is a key to that encryption. And what Apple is saying is that we don't hold the key. They started encrypting or allowing people to encrypt the information on their device back with iOS 8. And that's not going to change anytime soon.
All right, so here's the interesting part about this discussion, right? There's a trade-off, right? When you're talking about a matter of national security versus personal privacy. So what exactly is, go into a little bit about the trade-off, Apple's view on this, Tim Cook's view on this, and when is it important one way or the other to allow perhaps these backdoors or entryways, gateways to get at encrypted information?
Sure. Well, for Cook, it really seems that you need to be handed a warrant for them to take the extraordinary step of cooperating with the government because of how seriously they take the privacy of individuals. And for Cook, they're saying it's not really a balancing act and that you should be able to have both when it comes to having privacy and security. So his message was that this is an oversimplification of the issue.
All right, so let's bring it another step into the world of politics, because Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton has made the argument that Silicon Valley needs to work with the government in order to fight terrorism, to fight ISIS, all these other geopolitical risks. Right. Now, in what seems like a bit of a change, she made a statement that basically says she understands what Apple is saying about this backdoor being the wrong door, quote unquote, right? So explain to us what this means and perhaps the views on the national security side vis-a-vis this idea that you can have a key or a backdoor or something to allow the government access.
Sure. I think it is a softening of her position because she's heard from Apple and other companies. And I think what she's calling for now is just sheer cooperation between Silicon Valley and the government when it comes to getting at information when it's really pertinent to a case or protecting national security. And I think she's starting to realize, and a lot of others, that in some cases it's just not possible to get at that information because of how encryption is handled.
All right, so it sounds like this is not just obviously a national security issue, but a political one now as well, given everything that's been happening.
That's
Mark
right.
SPOONAUER, thank you so much for joining us and talking to us about everything Apple and what Tim Cook had to say. Thanks for watching. I'm Dominic Chu. Have a great day.
Hey YouTube fans, I'm Landon Dowdy from CNBC. Thanks so much for checking out our channel. Here you'll find videos packed with all the info that you need to be smarter about your finances. Be sure and subscribe by clicking right here and click on all the videos around me to see CNBC's original series Young Money, Tech Bet, Kramer's Mad Money, and all the latest from CNBC.